Alright, on Friday, which is tomorrow, you're going to have a quiz. And one of the things you're going to have to do is read a paragraph, and the paragraph will already have the nouns underlined. All you have to do is find the adjectives that are in front of those nouns. Yesterday we learned about predicate adjectives, and we will be seeing one on the board today, but you won't have any of those on your quiz. It will only be adjectives in front of the noun. That's the only thing you'll have to make it really easy for you, okay? Eyes on the board, please, okay? To make it really easy for you, it'll just be adjectives in front, right? And then you'll have another section where you're going to have sentences, and they're going to ask you to make up the adjective to go with that noun, okay? So, we learned that adjective is a word that describes a noun. We learned also they can answer the questions. What kind? How many?
Which one?
Very good. There are more, but we will get to those later. So we're just going to stick to the what kind, how many, or which one. Eyes on the board, please. Read the first sentence with me. Casey has a new blue hat. Sorry. A new blue hat. All right, so what is the first noun? Casey is a noun. Does it have any adjectives?
No.
Okay, so we're going to on Casey. All right. What is the second noun? Yes, hat. The second noun is hat. Does it have any adjectives? Yes. What's one of them, Riley? Blue. Very good. So we'll circle blue. And today, what we're going to be doing on our paper is we're going to be drawing an arrow from the adjective to the word it describes, which is hat. Everybody see that? I don't think you saw that because you weren't looking. You sat there and nodded your head that you saw that, but you weren't really looking at the board, so how could you have seen that? All right, give me another one. New. It's also new. Now I want you to watch what I do here, because I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it join up with the arrow that I already made. So see, in the end I only have one arrow. That way I don't have lots and lots of arrows going in the hat. I just made new come in and join in with the other arrow that's already going to hat. Is there anything else for hat? Nobody? Yes? Say it again?
Casey.
Oh wait,
Has.
is it a has hat? Does that make sense?
Ah.
Remember I said always the words and the are going to be adjectives, right? Always the words and the are always going to be adjectives. When you get to the and the, here's a little hint for you. You can stop looking. There's not going to be another one. Okay? Sometimes that's all it will be. It's just the word and or the. But as you're going backwards from in front of the noun, when you get to that word and or the, stop looking for adjectives. Don't keep going to has. What is has? Well, let's do this. Where would we divide this sentence?
After Casey.
Yeah, we divided after Casey, and what's our verb? Has. Okay? And who has? Casey has. So Casey would be our subject. All right? Next sentence. Mom grew 2 rows of beautiful tulips. Okay, Mom grew 2 rows of beautiful tulips. What's our first noun? Landon.
Beautiful.
Is beautiful is a noun?
Wait, tulips.
Yeah, but that's not the first one. I agree that tulips is a noun, but it's not our first one. And I wanted to do all of them. We're going to do all of them. We're going to show that sometimes there's a noun, but it doesn't have an adjective. Okay? So I agree. Tulips is one. What describes tulips? Jonathan?
They're beautiful.
Okay, just say beautiful. Because that's all it says up here. It's just beautiful. And then after you circle beautiful, you would draw an arrow back to tulips. What about the word of? Are they of tulips? No, of does not describe the tulip, so you don't want to do of, do you? What's another noun? Mom. Is there anything in front of mom describing mom?
No.
No. All right? Rose.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said. Rose.
Did you say rose?
Yeah.
You said row.
I said rose.
Rose? What describes rose? our subject, wouldn't it? That bicycle needs new tires. Okay, what's our first noun? Tess?
Bicycle.
Bicycle. Do you see an adjective describing bicycles? Yes, Paige? That. Does anybody know what question that answers? Somebody that hadn't already answered. Maya?
What kind?
No. What kind of bicycle?
Oh, no.
Yeah. The one we
Which
just-
one?
Which one? The one we just learned yesterday. Which one?
I knew it.
That one. That bicycle. Which one? That one. That. Alright, this, that, these, and those. Or your ordinal numbers. Alright, what else? We have another noun. Somebody who has an answer. Eric, you have an answer. Give me another noun. That bicycle needs new tires. Tires. Very good. What describes those tires, Grace? New. Just like up here, we had a new blue hat, now we have new tires. So draw an arrow from new back to tires. What about needs? Is it needs tires? No. That would be our verb. So we need to divide it here, underlining needs. Bicycle is our subject. Bicycle needs. What needs? Bicycle needs. Last sentence. Those kites are colorful. All right. So somebody who has an answer. Lily, give me a noun. Kites. Kites is a noun. Describing kites. Brennan. Colorful. This one is a predicate adjective. Because we're going to divide this one after kites. What's our verb? Are. So it's a non-action verb. So we're going to say colorful all the way back to kites. Is there anything else describing kites? Somebody else who has an answer, Jeep? Those. And what question does those answer, everybody?
Which one?
Another which one. So we have colorful coming back to kites, and we have those going to kites. So this is called a predicate adjective. This one would not be a predicate adjective. Do you guys understand why this one's called a predicate adjective? Because it's on the predicate side of the sentence. Right? Going back to the subject. Right? Most of the time, notice how your adjective was in front of the noun.
Yes.
Right? But when you have a predicate adjective, it's on the predicate side of the sentence going back to your subject. All right, let's begin our paper. We have 2 pages to do today. We are taking out from our folder 144 and tearing out 145. All right, so let's begin with 144. Do you notice they've done the first sentence for you? So let's look at it anyway. 144. All right, so it says in the directions that we are going to underline each noun and circle each adjective in the sentence below, and then we're going to draw an arrow from each adjective to the noun it is describing. Not every noun will have an adjective. Some nouns may have more than one adjective. So the first sentence said, the baby bird ate the juicy worms. Yum. Makes you guys ready for lunch, doesn't it? All right, so notice they underlined bird, but there's one thing they didn't circle. They circled baby and made it go to bird, but what did they not circle? The. So I want everybody to go ahead and circle the. I have chosen to go ahead and teach you about and the from the beginning. But there is going to come a day when they dedicate and the to that day. But since I'm choosing to go ahead and teach it to you, that's why they didn't circle it yet. Because they really haven't taught it, but I'm teaching you from the get-go. And the are adjectives. I don't see the reason to wait. All right, then they also underlined worms, and they circled juicy and made it go to worms. You also need to circle the. So circle the and make it go to worms also. Remember how I took the arrows and made them become one arrow?
Yes.
Okay, so please try to remember that. And I just realized I never made the arrow go from I never made that arrow join in. And I didn't do a very good job to make it join in, did I? Okay. All right, now we're ready to start the first one on our own. All right, so the first one, read the sentence with me, please.
Dad keeps that old car
In the garage. All right, what's your first noun?
Dad.
Dad. No. We are underlining the nouns. Underline dad, please. Is there an adjective describing dad?
No.
No. So nothing else needs to be done. What's the next noun? Car. Very good. Underline car. Anything describing car? Old. Anything else? That. Old and that. And they goofed in my book and they forgot to circle that. So I'm going to get my pen and do that myself. All right. And next.
Garage.
Garage. Very good. Now underline garage. What's describing garage?
The.
Very good. All right. Read the next sentence.
Mother made David a big chocolate birthday cake.
So what's the first noun?
Mother.
Mother. Underline mother. Any adjectives?
No.
No. What's the next noun?
David.
David. Underline David. No. Why are you doing that? Why? Why are you doing that? Did we say to do that? Are you working ahead of me? Dad does not. No. Erase that line. You don't go from a noun to a noun. Erase the arrow. This and this are the only things that describe car. That, old. Not dad. If dad was describing car, you'd have to say dad's car. Does it say dad's car? D-A-D apostrophe S? Does it say that? Alex, does it say that, hon? No. Don't do things I didn't say to do, okay? Dad is just a noun without any adjectives, and it does not describe anything because it's a noun. Nouns don't describe, adjectives describe. All right, what's the next noun after David? Where are you?
Cake.
Cake, guys. Don't say birthday cake. Birthday is going to be a what? Adjective. Birthday is going to be an adjective because they're describing the cake. What kind of cake? It was a birthday cake. Can we just do them one at a time, please? Instead of you blurting all the things out at once. All right. Have you fixed it? David, come, pay attention. We're talking. You need to be listening. Okay? David is a noun. Now the next one is cake. That's what we said. What describes cake? Birthday. So circle birthday. What else describes cake? Chocolate. So circle chocolate and draw an arrow that goes into the arrow you already have. Going to cake. What else describes that cake? Big. So you need another arrow that joins in with those. And the last one is the word? Ah. I'm going to pronounce it That's the way I've been taught. From the time I was taught to read, I was taught that that's the word Because I don't say I have a car. I say I have a car. Yeah. Right? All right, going on to the next one. The next one is the small mouse skittered across the wooden floor. All right, so what's the noun? First noun.
Mouse.
Mouse. What describes mouse?
Small.
Small. Can you just let me do one at a time, please? So circle small and go to mouse, and also the word the. So circle the. You should have arrows going from small to mouse. You should have arrow from the going to mouse. That's what we're saying. Did you do it to cake? Yeah, you did. No, you didn't circle big. You were told big. It's going back to cake. It's birthday cake, chocolate cake, big cake, cake. Are you understanding now, buddy? We're going from the adjective to the noun. So the first one was birthday. So draw the arrow from birthday to cake. Birthday describes the cake. Then chocolate describes the cake. It's a chocolate cake. And then big describes the cake. And then you were supposed to circle and take it back to cake because it's a cake. All right, going on to the next one. I enjoyed the big red apple Mother put in my... I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. I got distracted because he was doing the wrong thing. The next one is the word floor. Very good. What describes that floor? Wooden. gonna start with the one right in front of it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go backwards until we get to that word the, and then we know we can stop. I wanna describe it that way every time so that everybody understands that you're going backwards. Every single word in front of that word, or after that word the is gonna be an adjective. So when we get to the word the, we know we can stop. Or if we get to the word a, we know we can stop. Or we get to the word and, we know we can stop.
I underlined both of them, so then I saw the first.
But you're supposed to be circling them.
No, yeah.
Floor gets underlined. Wooden should have been circled. And an arrow drawn from the circle to the floor. So if you're underlining them, you're doing the wrong thing. Nouns are underlined, adjectives are circled.
No, I underlined wooden and floor together.
Okay, but it's not, because it could be a different kind of floor. Now, wooden is an adjective describing it. All right, and what else describes floor? The. And once you get to the, you can stop looking. So circle the and take it to floor 2. All right, now let's go on to the next one. Read it with me. I enjoyed the big red apple Mother put in my lunchbox. Blue lunchbox, sorry. Blue lunchbox. All right, so what's the first noun? No, that's not the first noun. Oh, it is, I'm sorry, it is first. Apple is first. No, I is not a noun. I is a pronoun. I is a pronoun, not a noun. And pronouns would not have adjectives, really, would they? All right, so apple, what describes the apple? Underline apple. Red. What else describes apple? Big. So join it in with the other arrow. From red to apple, from big to apple, circle. And one more, the. What is the next noun? Mother. Underline mother. Is there anything describing mother? No. Just underline it. What's the next noun? Lunchbox. What describes lunchbox? Blue. And even though we haven't learned one more question about adjectives, does anybody know something else? My. That's going to answer the question whose. But go ahead and circle my. Go ahead and circle my and take it to lunchbox. My lunchbox. Whose lunchbox? My lunchbox. We haven't learned that question yet, but we will. But I want you to go ahead and do it. All right, go to the next one. In winter, I like to see the first snow. All right, what's that first noun? Winter. Winter. Any adjectives? Does in describe winter? No. All right, go on to the next one. Snow, because they're actually talking about the actual snow, not the action of it, but the actual snow. I like to see the first snow. So what describes snow? First. So circle first and take it to snow. What else? The. Circle the and join it in, going back to snow. The snow. First snow would be which one? Which one? The first snow. That's my favorite. My favorite would be a snow when there's a full moon. So you can see the full moon reflecting on that snow. That would be my favorite. All right, let's read the next one. We saw that lady at church yesterday. So what's the first noun? Lady. Underline lady. What describes that lady? The word that. That describes lady. Which one? That lady. What's the next noun? Church. Underline church. Is there anything describing church? No. All right, next.
Yesterday.
Actually, I think in this sentence, that ends an adverb. Even though yesterday can be a noun at times, I think here it's describing when, telling when you saw her.
Oh, yeah.
And you will learn, I think we learn
So,
adverbs a little
if
bit.
in a sentence, if you said the horse was fast, like, would that still be, like,
That would be adjectives, predicate adjectives if you say the horse was
so if it's
faster.
after the noun, is it still, like, describing it?
You're coming up with a totally different sentence than this. Yesterday can be a noun. If you said yesterday was a lot of fun, then it's a noun. But in this sentence, it's telling when we saw that lady. So then it's an adverb. Okay? So it's just different.
but I always thought that if it was after the first noun, it, like,
Okay, let's talk about it later. It's a predicate adjective if it's an adjective. It's like what those kites are colorful, that's a predicate adjective.
Okay.
Because it is an adjective describing kites. Let's go on to the next one, please. That sharp knife cuts meat well. What's the first noun? Knife. Underline knife. What describes knife? Sharp. It's sharp. What else? That. Which one? That. So that and sharp both have arrows going back to knife. Do you have another noun?
Meat.
Meat. Does anything describe meat?
No.
No. Nothing describes meat. Cuts does not describe meat. That would be the verb. What that knife is doing is cutting. Okay, so that's an action. So don't do cuts meat. That's not an adjective describing. All right, the next one.
Christ.
All right, the next one is Christ arose from the dark grave. What's the first noun? Christ. All right, there are the adjectives for Christ? No. All right, and what's the other noun? Grave. And what describes grave? Dark and the. So circle dark and draw the arrow back to grave. Circle the. Draw the arrow back to grave. And the next one. We ate warm pumpkin pie and drank cold milk. All right, what's your first noun?
Pumpkin.
No.
Pie.
Pie. Pie is the first noun. What describes pie?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. It wasn't pecan pie. It wasn't apple pie. It was pumpkin pie. So pumpkin gets circled going back to pie. What else? Warm. It was warm pumpkin pie. So warm also goes back to pie. What else is a noun? Milk. What describes that milk? Cold. And that's all. You hold that right. Hold it correctly, please. All right, now we're just going to look at these, and you just have to tell me if it can describe. The small describe. Yes. So circle it. The same. No, that would be a verb, right? Does Mr. Johnson? No. What about brown? Yes. Circle brown. What about shoes? No. What about dark? Yes. I'm going down. If you're paying attention, you know it's going down. What about sneeze? No, that would be a verb, wouldn't it? Something you do. Shiny. Yes. That would be a yes. Wake up. Begin. No. That would be a verb. Hot. Yes. In fact, I'm getting hot right now. Good.
Yes.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
It can be both.
That was a good. No, I think it's an adjective. Good is an adjective. Good job. Describe it. There is good in the world. You're right. It could be a noun, but most of the time it's an adjective.
Yes.
Most of the time it is an adjective. So we're going to go with the yes. And the last one was full. No, that would be a verb. All right. I'm going to tell you about this last little section, and then we're going to have to start a new video to do second paper because it is time that we have to go to lunch. In that last section, listen, you're going to write a sentence using the word horse and using the word boy, but you have to put two adjectives before it. So you're going to be saying, the blank blank horse, and then go on to tell me what it did. I want them to be before it. I don't want predicate adjectives. Do you understand me?
Okay.
And, or you can say, a blank blank horse, da 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 da. Same thing with boy. A or the blank blank boy, or you could say that. I want two good adjectives. You cannot count the word a. You cannot count the word a and or the. No, I want two other adjectives besides a and or the. So in total, if you're using a and or the, you're going to have three adjectives. All right? So we will start another video for the second paper. You can go ahead and put that away for right now because we do need